didn't na make kasa.
Why they fake
Na
address?
me wako court, wadi kan court ni bi da. Wadi kan asiu abusuapan, asiu odobroni, asiu funeral home. Or the address be ekoye. And in Temra Mensa car rate we are the first thing I made can compare address. No.
Right.
The address we know, and I made compare the previous address. No, na the same. So me what Germany idea, I decided to do further checks with this address. Right, this address don't go to anywhere in Germany.
It's when Akosua Serwah I read here about Bonting. It's in a public domain, so we can discuss it.
King, it doesn't go to anywhere in Germany, is saying.
Yes. So address we so offer that's a what letter with this address, it will come back to you. It won't go anywhere. Why? Because a fake address. It was created, it was manufactured.
When you enter the address,
yes, the postcode is wrong. The start time, yeah, or can start time as a kurasi and as a suburb. And kind of a suburb. Suburb no a dinner or no wrong.
Yes, you wish you a Tupac, and it's Alex, ni Pierre. Address now the year or the filing is you to my side court. A fake, Anna.
Yeah, she decided
so
to
in Germany here, say to free ho, na say oko baby for okay, the code no, and sa make can say suburb na make no. That cannot be the wrong one. It should be a name within Germany.
Almost the address doesn't exist. And even the code doesn't exist, the county doesn't exist. In some APP, no, we did it here for 7 Ghana TV. And you mean I make a team of Rubuni for the team Tupac, the team Lumbermans. And I dig it. And we say, sir, a code, a code net, that's address code. And you papa. It can never be traced in Germany. We did it here for once again, 7 Ghana TV. But social media. Yeah, they many didn't subscribe to my channel for me. What? On all social media platforms, I'm usually 7 Ghana TV. Me bonito, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, X, 7 Ghana TV, and I'm used to. I'm subscribe, man. What? Subscribe here. Click on the notification bell also, and share this video. Let's grow this channel together. Like I keep saying, minimum and start a channel. Now, me to also. Any asema babe to dwa ye lumba we chinsem semi. Man Akosua Serwah the Tupac court. So I got on YouTube, I got the certificate in fake. That was last year, I think December. Verdict in the Bible, anyway. I say a fake certificate. Into my minister on chance or the next court. We ain't even bed drag issue. Fast forward, no. Yeah, one day who say only more than so at the attendant. Say more than Coca said the certificate ni fake, only certificate. Your court on couple will be win mass. Ebi say nyama me Akosua Serwah kasa na eye na nkofo bi with selfish interest and akoshe na chi na epiapia and dey mimi ni adanse. But that's what people are saying say e kama me nkwa nka court nkwo but nkofo bi like omo drag issue no mo gifts no gigiska they two gifts ye bo mo money Ghana ade. Iti we na kinke o iti modogo ni timlumba na Tupac. Ono so Germany o sa brai wa there ma me Akosua Serwah sa so on fa ne court o Germany no no sin certificate ni fit wa there na ye nim time ma me no de brand be kinke be court na kinke oni Rachel e kasa na o kan say ma me na address no ono ti Germany wa tan Germany o de dada o ti kasa ti ama o nim bibia na code na e da so na nya papa code na on say ti say bia a post office AN. Now I start A and maybe I started with 111 something. If will be assume now address no the unknown address or the assume near AN. Na instead of okay, best started 111. Sana kinki no patch me trap picture ni here. Also my main address no the code ni nye dwuma. And I brono no so kwampo a enye dwuma. And I Rachel bisa and say e bia we twefi area wasesa area no echo different. We no can say no. Say what's the sample area kwampo still sa mistake when enya acceptable and obi anso gina baby ka say a printer's mistake and a printer's devil and baby sa and also not possible because say a code na wrong suburb no so you wrong na we taking the time achirem aka say no the maame ne de be nyina no edimu enya papa now this time around no this you see elum be wi o this emotions ni obi judge we be obebu na ni egu niam bebre so say we dey nya for the sake of peace into the obi the magi atman ma gbegu na me punish you. So this time around you see elum be wi no emotions be any obi more. Yeah, it's really by Mrano. And of course, so they say, oh, can I say even dot to come cry can change the verdict, the outcome, the final outcome of the verdict. Yes, one figure can change everything about your case. The king case say, my main address not the babashon and your papa. It doesn't exist anywhere. Now we'll check Google Map or Crampa. Baby, Educa could be Kusmokaya. And you make your king in your potential that in a video name the echo. Say case is it dead on arrival? Me didn't hear for 7 Ghana TV. Share video, mommy. Say case no, a dead on arrival, and now say a public sympathy be that will be a bepe, and now say what was the intention? And I said, like I said earlier, on saying Kofobi Kase, and Kofobi come and mean wish you know, on piana, no did no, because or more draggy than a gift, no so by not chadian by only resist can now butchery. These are some of the things people are saying. It's in Yabina that not see the kinky. Only reach your discussion on me. Now, you who said Tupac case no a beko sing. Now, whether Timodo Bonus Tupac or down, and I case then could be there. And could be there. Now, educated Kakam, I'm never forcing us on Bragana. Then you cross examine Tupac lawyer, or say, Baba Jama lawyers not a handle Tupac. Or make cross examine Mammy Akosua Serwah in the box. The honor in a big concert in some big pew. Me dwuma na me bi chirichiri mkakinte nti nyabrina da na hwe video ma mo ai me da se bebre me din bi hey for bye bye
Adenti na make kasa.
Why is it fake?
Mami wako court, wadi kan court ni bi da. Wadi kan asiu abusuapan, asiu odobroni, asiu funeral home. Or the address be ekoye. And in Temra Mensa can rate we are the first thing I made can compare address.
Right.
The address we know, and I made compare the previous address. No, any the same. So, me what Germany idea, I decided to do further checks with this address. Right here. This address don't go to anywhere in Germany.
King, it doesn't go to anywhere in Germany, is saying.
Yes. So address we so offer na so what letter with this address, it will come back to you. It won't go anywhere. Why? Because a fake address. It was created, it was manufactured.
When you enter the address,
Yes, the postcode is wrong. The start time, can start time. I say a kurasi, and I say suburb. In Canada, suburb. Suburb no a dina e ho no e wrong. Code no e ho no so e wrong. Ena ade ba ko a anasa normal mienu a tracy address a the start time and the code no. If this two is wrong, address no, who pursue bibia enko. And now we search it won't go anywhere. So I know the man who say a fake. If further checks are no. Actually said this address was created purposely for this rate. So when you create an address purposely for this rate, they are not a fake. And it's over here and me platform. Ampa so me nua bi mu so FI. Kohwe se na me kan pepepe e de compare the previous one. Say no so na man from mama obi ahu say asoma me kan no no correct. This is a fake address. And
Kinke, what if say mama no what if baby otini bia wako a new place and I say yeah she decided
so in
to
Germany here say to free ho na say woko ba before fra. Okay, the code no ene sa me kan say sabab na me kan no. That cannot be the wrong one. It should be a name within Germany. Na sa edin we na wa say no any Germany hay. Sa edin no near SCHWETER no. Edin any Germany hay.
Okay.
Over the right name now. The other seal to now or the seal abusuapan or the broni ne funeral home no. And when your address you trace it, it will go somewhere. This one is wrong, and even the code, you will see say ESW90. Oba Germany has say there's nowhere in Germany about this code.
Okay.
Germany was 16. It's a Ghana was 16 regions, Germany was 16 regions.
Okay.
Oba code where it will not go to any place in Germany. Who says so? I say so. Obi out Germany here be pa on fat na on bohwe. So benya any location there. you will not get it. Then you will see a code 53331 Bonheim. Oko Bonheim, over 53331. It will not get to city now. And as suburb now, SCHWETER. You will not see anything like that. So this is fake. So, Rahel, as usual, this is also another fake thing. Why? Because I never because you can't provide a fake marriage certificate.
What does it fake? What does it fake?
Rahel, my can say that Metrim Amubiya who said, what can you be that? Or provided a fake marriage certificate. Nanya non kwa. There are other documents I was on the can one, not and see a fake. I could do Ghana court. And now we say a fake into the court rejected all of that. I will explain it, right? And it me start here free address in the sono. First of all, medical what here for you to say the address are what they are prepared this rate, a fake address. Fake in the sense say this address was created. Obi bia lu hono mu a obetimi aka convince me say typo error there be enye typo. For instance, typo no be say Rahel typo abia 81 now mistake no akwa in 18.
All right.
And no na typo and I say typo abia 5112 no akwa in 51122 something like that is pardonable. But this one no we should address kakra we problems I want nyina krampo no more than 3 intentional and a code ESW90 who share the previous address now and yes and it is nowhere near to this. Like I said, a typo. So it was created.
Let me I think I can Google it and see, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Oh, you can go ahead. I'll do.
Yeah.
I just want to check.
Then verses and before verses, Ube say or siu per ne attorney, meaning say offer power of attorney. Okay. Nipa no offer as power of attorney oni address. So in the first place, the rate, the owner of the rate is unidentifiable. Obi anim no. Secondly, the power of attorney no so or no wafa no so or no so unidentifiable. Thirdly, rate is not accompanied by any power of attorney. Why? Because the woman should swear an oath before a notary. Say, this is the person or the power of attorney in the air manner. Bibi and what's that? Obibaka say, okay, say try and start here. And
yeah, Tank, I was going to ask you, said, don't you think that will be known during the trial?
Very good. Right. So trial started. And I would debate. Why do you state it in your rate? Say, this is the person my father as what as power of attorney. Now, say case in the start here, or in the beginning as my power of attorney. What should say this is coming from you? What is the because court in our no, you need to prove. What is the proof? Say, sir Nipaya Ohui, Mr. Victor David, Mr. Akosua Serwah, Mr. Osei Frank Nkrumah. What shows say, sir, Mr. Frank Nkrumah only imposter? What shows that? Where is the written agreement between Akosua Serwah and this Nkrumah? Okay. There is none. So you don't put the person's name in the rate. We answer what will provide power of attorney. We had the previous court now call na Oma Georgina Ebejina Muna. We had the rate now prepare on the 3rd of October or the court now Georgina nani dinim. Obi huni di umana.
Let's do a cross check.
Yes.
Hold on. Let's do a cross check.
Say our rate now be our rate ni be uncle him from head to toe. You will not see Georgina's name in it. And need to prepare the rate no the could do court and now what the power of attorney signed by the donor. You can't donor no Akosua Serwah no the audit ni power on Emma will be no on the donor and then you all receive no your friend attorney. And attorney no by Georgina no and a donor no Akosua Serwah, but the Emrane say you have to sign it in front of a notary. In front of a court. Akosua Serwah to Germany. Akoya yaboni ni ohayi so Ghana na wo. Mr. Osei Frank Nkrumah. Stadium Road Kumasi. Meaning say Kumasi na wo. Oni address mpo but yemfa say Kumasi na wo.
Yeah.
Da ben na wo Germany. And I said da ben na maame no ba Germany oba Ghana obesensan power of attorney. Yes we nim say maame obegina car so a obeye ne early samni ade a anye ya okoyi onsi Ghana bim ana waba
Ebia na waba Ghana ana say bia man also call Germany so
nti say wako Germany dia ene na e wo say otiminya that kind of written affidavit na every maame no ho a ono asan na maame so asan.
Should it have come with the rate to Observani?
So what did the dia shemu dia then you have to come with it. So one fan the dia shemu dia na say wo de court na say proceedings be start here e ho na wo be provide the power of attorney no. Say na omo ye Georgina dia no. E ho na omo provide ye enumpo ekopie mu court say that power of attorney was fake. But I didn't know fake. Na fake because the signature na Akosua Serwah signature no obi na sign in place of Akosua Serwah. But judge na anjantu defendant no complain here but judge na anjantu o si sign o say defendant lawyers na amfa obi a oye expert in signature. Ke o so omode obi a oye expert in signature ba na nipa no be confirm say sa signature we o de compare maame no the signature e won the passport mu no a there are differences. But of course it was clear because if it was not clear the lawyers wouldn't have objected to it.
Issue for determination, Anna.
Yes, issue for determination.
Or see at the close of the pleadings, the plaintiff no issues, but the court will
cancel. So
yes.
Judge lawyers they came together and then they agreed.
But the court with counsel struck out four of the issues, joined some, and added 2 additional issues. Yes. The issues set down were as follows. Before I just want to remind everybody, say, Penny, you can't saying, as some of court in TIS, we told you, said we are basing on Penny for now. And then,
yes, Penny.
Penny, some of war. United
Showbase no. And also, and
as in reference to the earlier court proceedings now is here. And so if there is anything that we are looking at, and I say baby biara there is defense, and I say bibiwa, it's in the judgment because no and penny koka and one United Showbase. So we can't do away with the details of you can't say the judgment, but rather fall back to the same judgment. So that's why we are going back in there. All right, let's continue.
You can see no meaning say Akosua Serwah lawyers no at the 8 issues and a buy and defendant lawyers no so at the 6 and a buy but judge no etwitwa bifiri mu was struck out 4 and me ni go ho so okabo mu ntina say yaba benya 12.
Yeah,
because nanka was say 14 but oyi bifiri no okeka.
Yeah. All right. Let's do the first one. It says whether or not the plaintiff is the only surviving spouse of the late Charles Kwadwo Fosu.
Or number 1 obegina so ne say o person obe determine say I think mana so we bizarre nke say ade ka me na chimochi but or say obegina so ahwe say all right yeah mana ko ade wait my boy. Right, number 1 be.
So the first one says that whether or not the plaintiff is the only surviving spouse of the late Charles Kwadwo Fosu, aka Dad Lumba.
Inti didi kan pese ohun se plaintiff no that's Kwadwo Boni no. Aye mami Akosua se ono nko an yira Dad Lumba ewu yoja no akira na.
Very good. That's number 1.
The second one is saying that whether or not the plaintiff, if deemed the only surviving spouse of the late Charles Kwadwo Fosu, aka Dad Lumba, is the only person entitled to perform the widowhood right.
Very good.
It also means say if indeed mpo say maame no so no nko an na yire alumbeja no nachi anaase sente sa ono nko an na wo ho akwanya say oye that lumbe kuna na.
All right. So the third one says that whether or not the plaintiff not living with that Lumba for 17 years constitutes abandonment.
It also means say maame no one that lumba ntemte e fie pi no eno entimi nyina so me enka say oto that lumba pa ahwi no to na ware ne so pa ahwi ana.
4 says that whether or not the plaintiff causing her lawyers to write to Daddy Lumba demanding her share of the properties they both acquired constituted an intention to dissolve the marriage.
It also na obisa say maame ne share na lawyer for so montro krata nkoma Daddy Lumba say ejapade bia aba wo ne ntem no opene chefe ewum no enkyere botaye ne na adwene mu po anu wasi say otu na ma opese uja ware ana.
All right. Whether or not 5 says that whether or not the second defendant can be deemed as a wife on the basis of customary marriage.
Enti 5 no so say defendant number 2 ni odobroni say ye betimi agina so say ye ne ho ade ofie no eno no e ade e ma ne ye yira na.
Very good.
All right. And the 6 says that can it be said that the second defendant living with that Lumba for 15 years and having 6 children with him constitutes marriage?
Say odobroni ne Daddy Lumba etna for mfie dunum eko no ne wo mamu nsia no eno itimi ma ye gitum say oye yira na.
Very good.
7 says that whether or not the plaintiff and the late Charles Kwejofosu married validly under the federal law of Germany.
Say ebisa say Mami Akosua Serwah ne of Charles Kwejofosu nyan baby kono. Ye ko German mremu a adansidi wo ho a bibia che so mo ware wo German mremu ana.
All right, hold on for me.
Pamcho ana nka ho wai eno ye adlis. This of bia we preach na we preach no ka well interpreters ebura.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Okay, 8 says that whether the plaintiff initiated divorce proceedings against the late Charles Kwejofosu during his lifetime.
There to so much bisa say Mami Akosua Serwah the court in person option na. Azu be jawariana.
Very good.
Okay, 9 says whether or not the plaintiff and the late Charles Kwejofosu cohabitated and share matrimonial household when he later relocated to Ghana.
Hey, asembe na court ko family. See bisa say that lumbe tu beta Ghana no. Court ni person or say court ni say obehwehwe mehu say ananemo mpeso no mpeso mu say lumbe free German betina Ghana no. Maame no ene lumba betina dan ba akum da mpa ba akoso da kete crosso dwaribu no adwane malumba di chakadum koso ana omo ye dia warefo yeda obisa say anda kanu nyina koso.
All right, 10 says that whether or not the late Charles Kwejofosu habitual resident was Ghana or Germany for the least 15 years prior to his death.
Ye baby say mfie dunum ansa na lumbe be wu no ehefa ena na wote afebo na ye Germany ana na East Legon mo be kire.
Good.
Whether or not the marriage between the plaintiff and the late Charles Kwejofosu had broken down under German law as of the time they later relocated to Ghana.
Enti baby say court nse ne mo be hwehwe ba konso ne say time na lumba obe free Germany aba Ghana no ma ware no malaria ache no polio ache no coccidiosis ache na ya Chese na ware no ebubu aye broken beyond repairs and answer na ware ni gina na say MTN fupu.
All right. Any other further issues arising from the pleadings?
Very good.
Afi nso asem fufuru bia e be free ensem ni mo aba no so court ni so behwe. Thank you.
Very good, Monarch. Right. Into what we say, sa number 12 we know. So me answer see ube who say clearly. Since some me can say okay can fire ne ho ni na say e no kra na say we can try. Say be clear me boa. Number 1 no a court ni say obehwe say ono nko na ye the only surviving spouse. Ye nyina ye nim say court can say Akosua Serwah onko a wontimi nye the only surviving spouse e ma ne ye. Enti ba bia opposite say no na ye the surviving one ni na e ntro.
Then so let's read it and then see what the court actually said. Per the pleadings, no. Which area did she say ononkwa?
Okay. Okay, right. And me kind later amount because I say near me person me kind attack some person kind of doors kakranti and delay.
Okay, sure.
I know the clear obi anim say court na kaso mamuni na no omonko na that is the second one. Second one no kunaye no the widowhood right no and so person no nko an nankoye court say abawa anase maame anabrewa onko a untimi nkonkoye ekuna no ema ne yeye mami no monkonkoye. So that was what the number 2. Then the number 3 was about the abandonment. But before that, Rahel, Yankan paragraph 82.
Okay. Hold on for me. All right. Paragraph what?
82.
Okay.
Paragraph 82.
Monaco Biana. Okay, so paragraph 82 says that proving a valid marriage.
Proving a valid marriage. Or say, na warrior na no need that room but ne watch this here or the court here or the kosaman abusapan yo. Or say, na valid marriage meboa. Na what na warrior papa won kopim say that room ba edi wuye. Yen hwe ne court na kan efa aware a valid a ordinance. Yen tie ne okan.
The primary and direct proof of a valid ordinance marriage is the performance of the marriage.
Right, fasi here. Right, fasi here, mama. Or say, so person who prove a valid ordinance marriage. Performance of the marriage.
Performance of the marriage, yeah.
Performance. Enye certificate. Right, kind to us. Obo say obeka say enye certificate. Kind to us.
But a combination of the documents corroborating the performance of the marriage is more convincing than a single document.
A single document here that day. Sorry, marriage certificate.
Yeah.
Performance is more convincing than a single. This is a law. This is a law. Judgment na ba bontine be eda ho no a law you can quote. Of 136 na yen kan bi fa the abandonment no ho asem. Say court no say opeso hu say abandonment Akosua. Opeso hu eno na be determining factor enye marriage certificate. 136. What can 136?
All right, so 136 says that the next issue is whether or not the plaintiff not living with Daddy Lumba for 17 years constituted abandonment.
What say what can some make is here no. Say abandonment issue no. Nti no na obegina.
From the plaintiff attorney and witnesses PW1, the deceased relocated to Ghana in 2013. This is what.
Right, I don't see 137. Fanny to us 137. Paragraph, the next paragraph 137.
137. It says that the attorney could not answer most questions averred in her own evidence in chief.
Good.
She had earlier mentioned.
Good.
I want to try hand on my Yamashimi.
It's surprising, because it's shocking. Because also when Timia answer any question, most of the questions I to man when Timia answer.
Also, the attorney could not answer most questions averred in her own evidence in chief.
Attorney near when Akosua Serwah or no one can say Timia answer.
Yes. All right. She had earlier mentioned the plaintiff could not relocate with the late Daddy Lumba because she had to remain to pay the mortgage, take care of the children as they were young, and also pay for loan they have contracted. Yet,
you see, Rahel, I say, Madam Mortgage, because of mortgage in tea, and I then, ultimately, I court confirm me say one team ama me hwe kunu enso sese no o kwakọ pre LA no mortgage na otua no oyi eno na frim. You see how dangerous this person is. Mortgage no on say German dan no ono ankasa dia be to court to say this is an evidence, right? This is an evidence that this is a property between wo and Daddy Lumba. And yes, sir. And it's a wo kwakọ pre property eba na say na we sa property ni free mu na ebi mo te honom kan say hu they don't even know what they are saying say ene odobro ni so pa o me faale ele e German court. These people they don't reason so mun ti kan so
I can kind of hardwin
nti Rahel move to 139.
All right. No one my young can
young can because of said
I would say we are speaking to people they need to understand.
137 in Mude, man can see.
Okay, all right.
And see, yet under cross-examination, she could not give any detail of any of the reasons by saying I do not recall or denying outright. She gave evasive answers. And contradicted her
because evasive now. Not to say, well, otutu a phone part in my court no. Evasive.
She gave evasive answers and contradicted her own evidence. She did not know anything about the alleged loan contracted, not amount, date, bank, or who contracted it. Even PW1 also denied under cross-examination that there was a mortgage to be paid, even though that assertion is stated under paragraph 20 of her own WOC. Even PW1 also denied under cross-examination that there was a mortgage to be paid, even though that assertion is stated under paragraph 20 of her own evidence in chief.
So, just and tron one on go to good time.
See what court hopper.
Entro fitai. Afe de ye ko bisa o say loan na wo ka ho asem. So mo sorry a. Ni ntia o mo di odobro ni atem airtime ni nyina ne say o mo say Akosua Serwah abre. Wa abre nti no e wo say wo twa ne bre so aba. Ye ko bisa o say loan kro na wo say wo di ama Daddy Lumba nti wa bre no. E wo hefa bank ben a unnim bank no. Okay, esi unnim bank na yati ase. Sika na ye dodo sen a, sika no so a unnim. You don't know the amount. And okay, esi say unnim amount so or the date ni da ban a, date ni so a minim.
Eno so yeni.
So wo unnim amount no.
Da yemni.
Unnim date no. Amount no so a unnim.
Unnim bank.
Hey. This we have people supporting 139.
139 says that these answers confirm that the plaintiff did not relocate with the late Daddy Lumba.
Okay, say you can't abandonment in wasem. And it sa answers here the my nyina no. Judge say e confirm say. And yet only Daddy Lumba na kotina.
Yes, or say these answers confirm that the plaintiff did not relocate with the late Daddy Lumba. Meanwhile, it is clear from the evidence on record that he left Germany for Ghana for medical attention. Even though the attorney mentioned 2013, same cannot be correct because her own evidence at paragraph 19, she says that the plaintiff visited the deceased in 2011, 2012, 2013, and 2018. If the deceased relocated to Ghana in 20...
Unim say saa semo ya o kan sisi yi. Eno na omodi twitwa ntro a afranya otu Germany ya okokota I'm a hero. I want me to prove in the case ya. All this fake audio ikoma saa model ya ono ode betena ho ababa abontin some cotton radio station so omo keka say na oba 20 say 20 eno ani o entro na omo create ye no. This is it. You see say I repeat it no. So munka say na 20 say obaye na 20 say obaye 20 eno na omo ekopi mo court no.
Papa she okay.
All right.
It is I entro no mhye no na mo de copy court no. And to be catch yourself Akosua Serwah court no call no. Nsem okeka yi na entro no kutwa ya. This is the evidence.
All right.
Move to
Hey, nothing can you.
Would you move? Say 142 now can na 139 now can.
There be 139. Let's
move to what?
Do one of my young kind in Nancy so that at least it will make meaning to the people that are listening. Why kicking? It is because that's the only thing that we are discussing today. Until let's have time and then our time no forgive me what I say. It says that if the deceased relocated to Ghana in 2013, then the plaintiff could not have visited him in 2010, 2012 because he was not in Ghana. In any case, these dates mentioned are disputed as D2 was at that time married and living with the deceased at Tantra Hill before they moved to East Legon in 2016 from the records. These facts are confirmed by PW1 MP and D2 was living with the deceased at Tantra Hill from 2010 to 2016. All right, King.
You see? Na mo ka se time na ode baaye no. Ode baaye a enko beto odobro ni dead lumba se omotifi ho. Sa time nso no ne natifi ho no mu. A omotifi ho no ma omo wo mba, omoti ho no ma omo ji omani. Mo so mo se sa time no ode baaye, obaaye a ade na wa meto odobro ni ofi ho. This is what the court is saying, say it can never be true. Into Rahel 142.
Right. Okay, so 142 says, thus the court can safely infer that the late Dad Lumba relocated to Ghana sometime in 2006, about 19 years ago, and from all accounts, the deceased and the plaintiff decided to stay their separate ways.
From all accounts, the deceased and the plaintiff decided to stay in their separate ways. Abandonment no any desertion. So if you have decided to stay in your separate ways, there is nothing like any marriage anyway. 144. 144, right?
All right. 144 says that it can be said that these years are more than enough to confirm that the deceased and the plaintiff had decided to stay apart.
Nti court no say, Rahel, obedi determine say abandonment because na Dad Lumba woni Akosua Serwah no omote ho no. Was there anything like abandonment? And no, you say, Mammy, no more decided, say, you are staying in your separate ways. Court and they say, number of years now, you can't want to say, enough. Say, 15, say, 17, say, 19, enough for any court on this planet to determine, say, Akosua Serwah, or Dad Lumba, no, they had what? Permanent separation. When you have permanent separation, there is nothing like what? Marriage anywhere, even if you have a marriage certificate. In this case, even ultimate the marriage certificate, no crampo buy poor. The court and say, nka, SAS fact we know, nka enough. But when Timmy and Farmer, until Yanko Hompo, so these people talking, they don't know what they are talking about.
All right. It says that it is not disputed that the deceased has surgery in 2013 at Focus, and yet the plaintiff did not visit him. From due.
Nti Rahel, nti say issues no, you move from number 3, which is abandonment now. Now you call number 4 no, or person who the intention to dissolve the marriage. Was there any intention to dissolve the marriage? The answer is yes. There was an intention. Letter now or it was what? It was an intention. Then we move to the number 6 now. Was it 15 years now? That number or ni odobroni etna no. And none enough to say odobroni na. The court decided to say yes. So what no about now for that number of years now waba beye a yere enti oyere. Then you move to the number 7 now. Or say opposite who say Akosua Serwah only the lumba no. Did they marry under the German law? Right? Did they? The answer is what? Is no. They didn't. Maybe I can't you. And obisa say Akosua Serwah or initiated divorce and Madika can say there was an intention to divorce, but court and say and now say Akosua Serwah or the ensa koye na ensa no ye be kire mu kwan ya ye fa so yigya aware nti no eno de obe answer no word negative kind 1 3 4.
All right, before I make 1 3 4, let's all tap the screens. 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 Pamucho, you're moving likes no encore 500k. Yanko 500k. Why? Well, the Yanko 400k at least for now. We are almost at 300k likes. We are 1.2 people watching right now. Okay. At least Obia my 10 taps and not 20 taps cry. The record be great. So guys, let's all tap. Tap it, and then let me take time and then appreciate those that are tapping the screens for us. I was therefore let's take note, okay, that everything that we are saying is coming from Judge Dorinda's judgment now a buying, okay. And you know, say if you are okay with it, that's fine. If you are not okay, and then I've told you, say if you write anything, one of the things I won't tolerate on my platform is for anybody to disrespect my panelists. I've always said it. Oba Hasea yendi obiatem we don't yendiatem oha. So if you come and disrespect the people on my show, me pacho outro comment na what disrespect you ma pacho, I'm going to block you, and I don't want to do that. In pacho so umpese ubedi block on kwadia. If you're not comfortable listening to what is in the judgment, then please you can go elsewhere and then watch whatever it is that you want to watch. But if you're okay watching, then please kindly watch, and then let's move on. Don't come and disrespect anybody on this platform.
134. What? Right. Only the first part, no.
134. Okay. So the 134 says a party has to prove to the court that the marriage has broken down beyond reconciliation. This is the sole grounds for divorce. Or see, a party has to prove to the court that the marriage has broken down beyond reconciliation. This is the sole grounds for divorce.
The sole ground, right? Sole ground, just say that is the only ground, perfect ground. Ubetimi jina so edia eguaware. And if you are able to prove to a court to say your marriage, has broken down beyond reconciliation, and that is exactly what you have proved in the previous point, Say either 19 years, either 15 years, either 17 years, it was enough to show, say, the two of them were decided to stay in their separate ways.
And then even in the 2018 letter, no, Mami Akosua Serwah said the marriage has broken down beyond.
Yes, and that means our arena has broken down beyond reconciliation. And the moment it has broken down beyond reconciliation, then there's no marriage. So 135, right?
All right, so 135 says that although the court may find one or more of the facts required to be established for the dissolution of the marriage, the court shall not grant a petition for divorce unless it is satisfied on all the evidence that the marriage.
That's be say onya abre any adaje de hwe be video ma me pa so wahwe wi a subscribe mami on all YouTube on all social media platforms especially YouTube ya we hwe subscribe mami who subscribing so a press notification button so say the next video na be ba no obenye bi ene wahwe 7 Ghana TV no krenkwa me a me de nkomo de brewe be din de Hayford 7 Ghana TV be that's bebre say ohwe bye bye.